There are a ton of options for customizing the sound on your DEH-7300BT. Let's take a closer look.
Let's take a look at some of the audio functions for the DEH-7300BT. We'll press the multi-control button in and spin the dial until we get to the audio settings. Now we'll press in to enter the audio menu. First thing that comes up is our fade and balance control. Again, press in on the multifunction control to enter fade and balance. Here we have front and rear, which is our fader control, and left and right, which is our balance control. So if I want to adjust the fader and it's flashing, I'm just going to turn the multifunction button and fade to the front, or spin it the other direction and fade to the rear. Bring that back up to about a 0. Now I'm going to press the button and move over to our balance control and spin the dial to the right, or turn it back the other way and spin it to the left and work our balance control. We'll take it back to 0. I'm going to hit the return button or go backwards button for one menu. We're back to fade and balance. If I spin my multifunction control, we're over to the equalizer settings. This is where we see our equalizer preset settings. We'll hit enter there. We have the dynamic setting, vocal, natural setting, custom, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. Here's our flat setting, powerful setting, and back around to dynamic. So 5 different equalizer presets. Now we can change any one of those equalizer presets and create a custom setting. We'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go back 1. So now we're going to spin the multi-control knob over to the tone control, and I'll press enter to enter into the tone control settings. Here our bass is set at 4. We have plus or minus 6 dB settings for bass. We also have them for mid, and we have them for treble. So a 3-band equalizer, each of the bands with plus or minus 6 dB settings. Anytime I change anything to bass, mid, or treble, I've automatically created a custom equalizer preset. So let's turn backwards from our tone setting and check our equalizer, and you'll see we're on a custom equalizer setting. We'll hit the back button one more time, and this time we will go to our loudness setting. We'll press enter to get into the loudness settings. Loudness here is turned off. We can turn the dial to put loudness on low setting or on its high setting. Turn the dial one more time and we're back to loudness turned off. Hit the return button and we're over to subwoofer setting number 1. We'll hit enter to see the subwoofer settings. This is set to normal. If we spin the dial, our polarity could be set to reverse. We spin it one more time. Subwoofer settings are turned off now. So we will turn that over to the normal setting. I'll hit return and spin our control knob one more time to go to our subwoofer setting number 2, and I'll hit enter. And here we can select the frequency of the crossover for the subwoofer and the boost or the cut. So subwoofer settings subwoofer frequency settings can go from 50 to 63, 80, 100, or 125 hertz. If I press the button, I move over to the boost or the cut. That can be plus or minus 6 dB for whatever frequency we choose. Go backwards again and spin our multi-control knob over to source level adjuster. Source level adjuster is very valuable for changing between sources. If you've ever been listening to a CD, for example, on a fairly high volume, and then you switch to the radio source, you might find that the radio station is really blasting loud. The source level adjuster allows us to flatten out the change between the volumes in the sources. So source level adjuster, when we're listening to CD, is now set to 0. If I want my CD to be a little louder as compared to AM and FM, I can turn it up to +4. Or I can turn it back down all the way to -4. Again, everything you do with source level adjuster is specific to the source and all compared to FM radio.